not. Look, if I was younger, I'll do play-by-play. One, two, three. Green Gully v Dandy Thunder.
Testing 1-2. Green Gully play Dandy Thunder. It's round 21. NPL. Lovely.
Help us level the playing field. Sign the parliamentary petition today to fuel the growth and fund the game.
It simply is go time for the Green Gully Cavaliers here at Green Gully Reserve, for they face the Dandenong Thunder fresh off a victory last week at home against the Bentley Greens. It's a true six-pointer in terms of the relegation battle for season 26 in the Senol NPLM Victoria men's competition. My name is Adam Palombi, joined on the gantry tonight by Peter Paleologos. Peter, in terms of circumstances, I don't think there's a game as hotly contested across the football code across the country right now in terms of what we have here tonight in Melbourne's north.
Thank you, Adam. Fantastic to be here with you. I think first time we're commentating, but yes, this is a fascinating game. Besides being a relegation battle, it's also both teams 13th and 14th, so second last and last on the ladder. For Green Gully, what I would like to call last chance cafe. They're 12 points behind the 11th place team. They have to win tonight. Dandy Thunder, 7 points behind the team out of relegation. Very difficult for them. A harder run, but they need to win tonight. And pretty much a different squad. So we're going to see a fascinating game. And as you mentioned, not much football around Australia, not much football around the world with the World Cup ending soon. Great night for football, and great to see a lot of viewers out here tonight to watch us.
For Ilya Kwainu, how excited he was last week to finally taste a victory. It was against, of course, the former Dandenong Thunder manager of Adam Piddick, who has taken the reins at the Bentley Greens. That match is on tonight. We will keep an eye on what is happening across the state of Victoria with all the affairs happening in the competition. But before we are to get underway, Peter, your prediction as to what might happen here. It's too close to call from my perspective.
It is too close to call. Both the teams concede a lot of goals, especially in the NPL context. Green Gully likes to dribble. You'll be surprised. I know they're sitting bottom of the ladder, but they are a dribbling team, whereas Dandy Thunder are more of a crossing team. So a little bit different, disparate styles. It's going to be an interesting game, I think, from all perspectives.
We have had kick-off, and we'll take you through the starting lineup for Dandenong Thunder, unchanged from their victory last week in round 20. Alvarez is the goalkeeper. Mercer Mehmeti, Ismaili and Akwete are the centre-back trio. Busasa, Joffre, Suleimani and Terasaka are across the midfield. The three in attack consist of Kotoro, Lin and Mathiang. Who's in possession now, the number 10. Had a fantastic outing last time he had played. So had Lin, scoring from within inside the box. But Peter, you think back to his goal from last week, the number 14. He latched on to an over-the-top ball from his goalkeeper to score.
That's unbelievable. And, that's the thing about NPL football, some fantastic goals. That's the context here. I'm just looking at the setup. I'll start with Green Gully formation-wise. Look like two up top. We've got Kerr and Habib. Hope is a little bit tucked in, like a fake, maybe a fake 9 or a 10. We've got 3 in the midfield and 4 at the back for Green Gully.
Taking you through the lineups for the Cavaliers, the hosts, who have usually set up with 3 at the back. In possession, they'll continue to have that shape. With possession not theirs, it looks as if Pisani will drop into that of a fullback role. He's on the wing tonight. As for the goalkeeper, Luka Romic retains his position in between the sticks. Thomas Werndl joins Matthew Crooks and Daniel Alessi as the centre-back trio. Across the engine room, Oscar Carlson, who's having quite the season despite Green Gully's inability to hit form, starts alongside Joshua Hope. Kifle and Pisani are wide of the 2 central players. The attack is rather interesting considering Kerr, Bilal Habib join the likes of Josh Hope, who's advancing further up now considering he was a more holding midfielder throughout the competition. He's advancing in these later stages, considering that of Kyle Taylor has joined the Cavaliers to provide some more midfield stability at this stage of the season.
Yeah, that's Hope's the last few games he's really been in top form. He's played 16 games this year, but seems like he's in more attacking role. Dandy Thunder a little bit different. They look like they've got a 5-2-3 set up, although the number 10, I think it's Maniac, drifts a little bit more to the left, but they've set up a little with a 5 across the back, 2 in the midfield and obviously 3. They need to get a win today, so you have to have that attacking perspective or attacking mindset.
The match officials consist of Michael Uliaris, who's the man in charge. Jack Landy and Michael Marilis, are the assistant referees. As the Green Gully might have a chance to score early. Inside the box they go. The keeper's gone down amidst the scramble. And a very, very early goal has transpired.
Fantastic goal. Very quick transition there by Green Gully and just well finished. I mean, Dandy Thunder were pressing too much forward and opened up the gap. I think it was... it might have been Kiflay coming from the right, I'm not too sure, but fantastic goal, and really Dandy Thunder allowed that transition way too easy.
It happened simply so fast, I cannot even confirm the goal scorer. We're not even 3 minutes into this clash, and we already have an opening goal. Relying on the ground announcer, who's also having difficulty, Peter, identifying who the goal scorer might have been. He's got the binoculars out.
I think it's Habib Bilal. It's Habib Bilal.
And judging by the way how he's celebrating, the number 9 is back in the goal scoring tally.
I should have mentioned that. It was Habib Bilal.
So the goal stands, of course. It has been confirmed. And what a start we've experienced here. Dandy Thunder last week not conceding up until the 78th minute, where Yedisimakis Petratos had struck the post. With his effort bouncing across the line. It was a great finish from the Bentley Green. Albeit a consolation prize. They weren't able to find an equaliser for Adam Piddock's men. Dandy Thunder currently under Quainu have conceded early. That would have certainly gone against the script in the pre-match.
Yeah, I mean, you got to put into context. They lost 17 players. One's actually at Green Gully Alessi, but 17 players during the transfer window. 10 new players. They've had 42-player turnaround. Sometimes it's difficult to get that structure right in a couple of weeks, so your form can be inconsistent during the match.
Andy Vargas rather content with what he's witnessing so far. Being at Green Gully Reserve, well, if you are an NPL enthusiast, be rather familiar with how intimate the setting is here. Fans immersing the commentary gantry from both sides. How they like to become sideline reporters at stages of the broadcast, but both Peter and I certainly have quite the vantage point. We do get to listen into both sets of benches as well. We'll provide any updates we can as the match is to continue. Crooks, Carlson. Cole Taylor, player in focus, Peter. It's great to see him really not just find his form, but find consistency in terms of match minutes at the Cavaliers.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a difficult year, we know that, but players, if there are injuries, if there's a selection, but when they find their form, the consistency happens. So it's like Josh Hope, last few weeks has really been leading. They're playing great football under his sort of maestro, being sort of a fake 10. Things change very quickly in NPL football.
Akwete. Here's Maley trying to unlock Dandenong Thunder further down the ground. Mehmeti cross the intent towards Lynn. Carlson with the composure. Taylor, Hope. Nice touch. Here's Carlson into some space. Habib. Content to keep possession at the minute. Other side, donning these beautiful green and white striped kits. Kerr going over the top. Alvarez, who had received an assist last week, a real talking point which went under the radar during the midweek and lead up to this match. A goalkeeper back in the assist tally. I don't think prior to Alvarez recording an assist last week, it was Yaron Souza. I need some homework done on this. My memory might elude me here, Peter, but Yaron Souza had recorded an assist in round 5 of season 25 was Heidelberg against Dandy Thunder at George Andrews. The keeper had centred it over the top. Fletcher Fulton latched on. He scored. Alvarez at the same side of the ground did the same thing for Anthony Lynn last week.
Yeah, look, it's common. Keepers now using their legs, long passes are very important. Some of the, we've seen some keepers, maybe not an assist, but very, very. If you look at the stats, some of the keepers are involved in a lot of long passes.
Cross comes in from Mathiang at the back post, arriving Terasaka. Watched on as Yamamoto Katuro had his header glance wide. Inviting was the cross.
Yeah, speaking of long passes, Suleimani for Dandy Thunder this year, I think, has been top 10, 11th in long passes in the NPL. Someone who's but in terms of keepers, Pierce Clark at Dandy City is one who's very much on top with long passes. So that's become a weapon. It's a bit like the throw-ins, long throw-ins. Set pieces long passes have all become part of the repertoire of teams in order to be able to get that goal or that opportunity.
Kifle wins the header. Green Gully looking rather confident in possession. And they are to have it back. Werndl. Pisani. Nice ball down the line. Unlocks hope. Crosses towards the back posts. Habib lurking with ominous threat. Mathiang Kerr wins the ball back. Hope. Back towards Kerr. Danger brewing from a Thunder perspective. Kerr holding things up. Pisani. Carlson. Matthew Crooks for Alessi, former Thunder player. You wonder from the new Cavaliers number 4, Peter, what's going through his mind tonight, considering he's not really up against many of his former teammates, considering the mass exodus of players, but against your former employer in these circumstances, you'd wonder if he has a more sympathetic feel to the match or if it's all business.
Look, I think it's all business. I mean, when he left, there was never an agreement that he couldn't play against Dandy Thunder when he left, and obviously both teams are in a relegation zone, but he understands a lot of the players, he understands the formation of the coaches, and you can tell, looking at his body language, he's scanning, that he knows what to look at. He's up against a striker that probably is not used to, Lynn, but that's opportunity.
Well, meanwhile, Kerr's on the burst, inside the box, the cut back for Habib, arriving was Joshua Hope. The official may have gotten in the way. Josh Hope certainly thought so. Maniak shifting it wide. Cross comes in towards Lynn. Headed away. Green Gully happy to find the foul. Michael Oliaris quick on the case.
Yeah, I was looking at one of the reels or videos of Vargas and the coach of Green Gully, and he goes, the mindset, the attacking mindset, the beliefs change in the team the last few weeks, and you've seen that in the results, and you see that early today, that they're trying things. Hope's dictating terms. Kerr's got free license at the moment to go up, down. You see him working into the spaces in the midfield, but then coming attacking on the left. So it looks like they're enjoying themselves, even though they're in a difficult position and playing good football.
Werndl. Hope. Nice touch. Habib. Even better. Hope couldn't keep his feet. Nearly a brilliant passage between the two. Mehmeti for Ismaili. Suleimani. Mehmeti has quite the left foot, can find teammates. They found the net last week to open the scoring from a corner situation. It was an early goal, which Thunder had scored. Mehmeti's cross turned shot. Number 5 was happy and wheeling away in celebration. Habib wanting Pisani. Ismaili for Mercy Mehmeti. Helps to go long. It's twice now he's tried to find greener pastures. The long ball over the top. Usually interchanges between Sevdim Ismaili in the central centre-back role. Starting on the left of the trio tonight, Mehmeti.
Yeah, speaking of Mehmeti, he was in the Team of the Week, NPL Team of the Week last round. Loves passing, loves crosses. It sort of dictate him and Ismaili at the back. Two of the retained stalwarts of the team, very important, and also try to dictate, but pretty much under pressure now, but one behind, and need to probably get the tempo a little bit faster for their team, faster passes, in order to really break down Green Gully.
Joffre for Terasaka. Ismaili searching. Basasa wanted to interpret. Have a throw-in. It's an incredible matchup last week between Basasa and former Dandenong Thunder player of Jiba. I'd like to say that Frank had the ascendancy. He'd won the battle. In fact, he'd won the war between himself and Ben Jiba. Had defensively locked out the Bentley Green winger and was able to interpret space on the left flank. From that throw-in scenario, Thunder have a set piece.
It's very fascinating from where we are, how the coaches are dictating instructions. Very animated from the bench, telling their players in terms of tactics and tactical positioning.
Romic getting crowded. To clear out the space. The cross comes in towards the back post. Mehmeti watches it sail beyond him. Lamani's cross, not finding anyone inside the box for Thunder. Friendly joining us for tonight's coverage of the Green Gully Cavaliers against Dandenong Thunder. Round 21 match. It's the hosts who have scored first. Bilal Habib inside the opening 3 minutes, the sole difference maker in this 6-pointer relegation clash. Crooks over the top. That's a nice looking ball. And Kerr has latched onto this. Has he got the beating? His direct opponent, Kerr still going. Can he get his shot right? He's still going, Kerr. He was never going to stop until he got enough.
Fantastic. Kerr got onto his left. Two players beaten. Two experienced players beaten. Mehmeti, and really just couldn't finish the shot. We've seen that a lot. He gets himself in very good positions. Maybe he was a bit unbalanced, but what a great opportunity.
Had all the composure. Kerr lost his balance as the shot was struck. Joffre releasing Maniek. Busasa. Lynn making some movement inside the box. The cross comes in. Terasaka lurks. Romic palms it out to Terasaka. He had to rush to get his shot away. Dandenong Thunder fans weren't too pleased.
Yeah, Terasaka will be disappointed with that. You got in those positions, very good position. You got to at least make the keeper make a big save or get it on target with much more authority.
Quete one possession, however, it's fallen to Hope. Big slide. Works from Ismaili. Alessi wins the ball. Joffre, bit of a stumble from Alessi, up on his feet. Recycles possession. Pisani. Habib. Hope. Carlson. Crooks. As Kiflay and Kerr. Next, the playmaker, Kerr, who gets his shot away. Central to the keeper yet again.
Kiflay's causing quite a few problems on the right side. Really creating opportunities, working really well with Kerr in terms of setting up triangles, getting those opportunities. And that's something that when you're playing with three at the back and your wing backs are pushing up, that is a danger for Dandenong Thunder.
Joffre. Composed in possession. Akwete. Ismaili for Mehmeti. Considering the playing surface tonight, Peter, it is a bit of moisture. It is a very crisp night in Melbourne. 11 degrees currently. That's a smashing ball from Maniac, however. In the meantime, Lynn needs reinforcements. Terasaka. Ball moving. Considering how much moisture there is on the very wide Green Gully Reserve playing surface. Hence it's moving with real intention from both sides when they have possession.
Yeah, this is a ground. A couple of plays have left that are on 5 as well. He's coming a little bit too deep to get the ball, and you know when your top scorer's got to be closer to the goals. I know Lynn's leading the line, but a lot of times Lynn is left on his own.
Dandy Thunder not too pleased with the current situation of the match. Their frustrations being vented to the officials. Green Gully on the receiving end of another free kick from the foul. Crooks. Alessi for Crooks. Lots of license tonight for the Cavaliers attackers to be intricate, find flicks, find moments to unlock. Just both the defensive lineup and, well, midfield contingent from Dandy Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 3, I would say, class attacking players for NPL. Hope. You've got Kirko, who's been, we know, at Avondale. You've got Bilal Habib, who played, I believe, the Australian Championship last year as well. You have got a lot of firepower there. But you've also got a license, I think, under Vargas, license to attack, a license to create, and enjoy the match. And that's, with Dandy Thunder, a little bit different. They believe they can survive. But when you're 1-0 down, you can see the frustration from their bench that they're not creating opportunities and not able to unlock.
Couture, lovely ball inside the area. Top goal scorer of Maniac.
Nearly unlocked them then, just before.
On cue.
Right, but yeah, it's Maniac's creating a lot of the problems, but he's got to get closer to goal, and you can see right now that Green Gully's not giving a lot away. They've got a lot of players in the box. I don't want to mention England, of course, but you can see defensively they're not setting up as a low block though. There's a difference there. They've still got a few attackers.
Suleimani, long throw inside the area. Mehmeti had pushed up. Ismaili. Unorthodox. Akwete had to read it best. Habib on the chase. They evade the press to Thunder. Akwete has space to interpret. Joffre, a fine distributor in his own right. Terasaka taking up a centre-back role at the minute. Lynn and Alessi compete. Pisani, Habib. Unlucky in the end. From Bilal Habib, who has showcased real intentions tonight already.
Yeah, I mean, it's a Green Gully on the front foot. They're really, even their, Pisani's pushing up a little bit. They've got an attacking mindset, regardless of the bottom of the ladder. You can tell the last 2-3 weeks the massive improvement in confidence, the massive improvement in attacking mindset, and also the willingness to take risks.
Maniac. Ismaili. Maniac. Looks over the top. Alessi. Joffre and Hope come together. Hope wins possession. Pisani. Werndl. Dandy Thunder being forced to press by their manager. Quainu, they've won the ball back. The effort It's looking goal bound for Maniac. An important block at the last minute. Culminates in a Dandy Thunder corner kick.
Maniac, great opportunity. I think that came off Alessi, just flicked wide. That was heading close to the top right-hand corner there of Alvarez. I mean, that's, a bit of an opportunity. Sorry, I should say, not Alvarez, I should say Romic. What a bit of an opportunity there, but set piece now.
They had scored from this same scenario last week in the first half, Dandy Thunder. Can it be a case of deja vu? Cross comes into the near posts. Chance might still remain. Akwete had the header flick up. Was never really direct. Joffre. Terasaka slipping while getting the ball. Switched wide. Not enough pace on it. Now Kifle can run at pace. Kerr. Touches back to Hope. Habib on for the pass. Chance for the Cavaliers to make it a second. The cutback for Hope. It's fantastic. Cutting, counter-attacking football from the Green Gully Cavaliers. And they fire in their second.
Fantastic transition. Fantastic goal. Well read. Bilal Habib just got way too on the wide there, and Hope right place, right time. Great placement. Fantastic goal. One of the, I would say, the best transition goals this year we've seen in the NPL. So fast, so precise, and a great finish.
Absolute dynamite on the attack have been the Cavaliers tonight early. The run from Habib, exceptional. He realised the space on the counter, had the engine, had the stamina to get into the open space. And once he was one-on-one, rather than going solo, across the keeper, brilliant ball, inside the 6-yard zone. Hope knew exactly where to be. Dare I say, Peter, that might be one of the best goals I've seen Green Gully score in season 26.
Definitely one of the best transition goals, as I mentioned earlier. I'm looking at Terasaka. He's disappointed. That ball was very, very poor, especially a lateral ball across the pitch where your player was way behind. Very risky. You can tell his body language, very disappointed. But you can't take anything away but Green Gully. Very efficient, effective, and really great finish in that transition, that goal.
Shakira Terasaka, as you mentioned, Peter, wasn't exactly well equipped. The first touch he'd taken prior to losing possession from the diagonal switch almost set himself up to make an error. He was fantastic last week. Perhaps the occasion getting to him tonight, as it might be early for Thunder, but they can't be too dejected at the minute. They still have quite not just a match, but their season practically on the line tonight.
And Varga's got a very interesting defensive setup where they don't have the ball. The two midfielders pretty much pressing, a bit of man marking. You've got your back four with a hybrid defending, more zonal. And it's set up really well. And Dandenong Thunder can't get through the channels at the moment.
Soleimani couldn't keep play alive with Terasaka. Pisani trying to go central. Dandy Thunder with a chance to try counter in their own right. It was spearheaded by Lynn. Kataro trying his best. He was isolated upon the attack. Alessi has really provided stability tonight for the Cavaliers. Crooks. Carlson. 2-0 in football is a very dangerous scoreline, but as it currently stands, Andy Vargas has his side humming at the moment.
They're the second youngest team at the moment in the NPL, Green Gully, so there's a lot of enthusiasm. A lot of players playing for contracts next year, wherever they end up, so there is that sort of enthusiasm and speed, and everyone trying to impress. And also, it's with Green Gully, you can tell there's a little bit of a difference now.
Soleimani had to be methodical within his first touch. Terasaka. Akwete trying to gain confidence into this match. Yoshikiri Terasaka. Soleimani. Joffre. Ismaili Mehmeti trying to gain some of the territory. Ledger. Thunder at the minute. Lynn. Nice touch from Terasaka. Maniek. Crossing with shapes. A good looking ball too. The bouncing header from Yamamoto. Kotaro is lashed wide. However, they're more promising signs. Side trailing.
Yeah, it has been. I mean, Maniek's, sorry about that, Adam, just talked over you, but Maniek really is the creative outlet at the moment. And getting those balls, but he's also the top scorer. He needs to be closer to the goal. He's the one that's with the creative ability. So you need to push him up a little bit, especially now that you're 2-0 behind. The interesting thing about Green Gully, although they're last on the ladder, they're actually 6th or 7th in progressive runs. They love bringing the ball forward and bringing it forward with players. So it can be always underestimating the way their game plan sets up.
Kifle from the throw-in. Hope. Carlson. Kifle. Kirk. Carlson. Pisani opening up on the broadcast flank. Alessi. Crooks. Alessi conducting, wanting Werndl to come in shorter. Crooks. Lots of experience playing for Green Gully. Looks over the top. Hope never gave up. Alvarez had to come out of his bunker, if you will, inside his own goal line to ensure he was onto that backwards pass. Suleimani, Terasaka has space to interpret if the ball finds him. Suleimani wanted the incisive pass. Hope will calm things down. The Cavaliers will go back to a more methodical approach. They're in no rush to move the ball. They want to make the right pass. That's been their philosophy so far.
Yeah, I mean, Kifle's been quite impressive on the right side, providing that outlet. But you see the work rate with Carlson and Taylor in the midfield.
Heavy press. Now, Maniek might have a chance on his right to fire. Lynn was incisive again. Gully getting back in numbers. They like to counter. Kerr competing. He's really pressing for the ball. Kerr. He'll claim that it was Howard. Terasaka gets out of a phone box. That was brilliant from Yoshikiri. He had to win the ball there.
He had to. Kerr needs to split both defenders there in a very dangerous position.
Basasa advancing. He goes down inside the area. And Dandy Thunder can voice their frustrations even louder. They fall on deaf ears.
Wow, Busasa there penalised. We're a little bit far away. We can't make that call. But, that was no VAR here, of course. Not that I need to mention that, but Busasa, that was a 50-50 call there, and you can tell he's disappointed. Was a simulation. Yellow card, the ref's closer. We've got to go with that call.
Maniek has a look wide for Terasaka. Pisani on the hustle, wins the ball back. The Cavaliers have been so threatening in transition tonight. Pisani, central is Kerr. Invited to shoot by the home fans. Habib. Dandy Thunder get back in numbers quickly. Habib, Kerr. Crooks. For Alessi. Things will calm down, but I'm not sure if the Denny Thunder fans will around that of the gantry. Short touch works from Taylor. Pisani running at Akwete. Habib. Kifle on the overlap. He had arrived inside the area incisively. Kifley. However, he was not acknowledged by his teammate. And the chance went to begging.
Yes, it does. Pisani the ball wasn't right for him. But really, Terasaka's been beaten 2-3 times on this left side. I think Dandy Thunder will be worried about that because he's getting beaten too early. Pisani pushing up, created so many overlap and opportunity, and another outlet. So Green Gully looking very dangerous at the moment.
Akwete going down the line. Lynn and his tall frame will compete with Alessi. Suleimani. Maniac. Crossing opportunity for the visitors. Maniac twisting, not past Werntle. Kerr and Akwete come together. Gully throw.
I'll just look at what's happening in the other game because I think both teams will be looking at what's happening over in Bentley and in terms of the result there. At the moment, Bentley are down 1-0 against Dandenong City.
In terms of the ladder in each week, I'm sure viewers that have heard my broadcasting, Peter, would rather be tired of me referring back to it, but I simply can't understate how conducive things are getting at the moment across the men's competition. It is incredible when you look at it, the amount of possibilities which can still transpire in both, not in terms of who gets relegated, but who makes finals. It's all that close, and there's so few points separate 7th and 11th.
Oh yeah, it's been a fantastic NPL competition. You can't doubt that. And even Dandy City, who had a really bit of a surge, they lost last week, but really they're still in finals contention.
Terasaka, Suleimani, Terasaka, Giuffre. Mehmeti. Ismaili, Akwete had to go first time. Suleimani drops the shoulder. Taylor with hope. Lovely flicks. And there's options forward for Taylor. Kerr's one of them. Inside the area is Habib. Kerr getting caught on his own back foot. Perhaps caught in three minds, Kerr upon that attacking scenario.
Yeah, I think Kerr just was looking to see Bilal Habib was available, took his eyes off the ball and overran it with the defensive pressure. But the idea is there. The counter, the transitions are very quick and really putting Dandy Thunder on a lot of pressure.
Ismaili. Maniac. Terasaka. Opting to get there. He'll compete in a wide area. Pisani did not want to concede a corner, concedes a deep throw in instead. Maniac. Akwete. Maniac. Suleimani for Terasaka. Yeah, Kwenu saying to his troops, get inside the box. We need a goal.
Yeah, I mean, I can sense Suleimani's pushing a little bit more forward now, coming in from the midfield, trying to create those opportunities. But, yes, a set piece is an opportunity. Haven't had many opportunities, Dandy Thunder. Need more crosses, need to set up better in set pieces.
Mehmeti's out-swinging ball. Lynn was the idea. Maniac inside the box, trying to control the ball with his chest. Andy Vargas rolling back the ears. He's still got the touch. Terasaka awaiting the movement. Akwete. Kerr takes a major stumble. Mehmeti. Switches play towards Terasaka. Nice control. Terasaka advancing inside the area. He struggled to keep his feet tonight, Terasaka. Once he lost possession, had found Oscar Carlson.
Yeah, it's Terasaka well set up to put the ball, but no end product there. Just lost control of the ball at the important stage when he got into the box, which always can draw a foul. Just he'll be disappointed in that, and that's one thing that's missing. The end product from Dandenong. So they're a possession team more than a crossing team. If you look at the stats, only 11th in crosses in NPL. In terms of possession, they're 8th. Hold the possession a lot, but they haven't been creating those opportunities.
Flick on header from Hope was deft. Ismaili back towards Alvarez. The shot stopper tonight hasn't really been able to make a diving save. Can't really have a moment. Both goals were taken with such quality. Quete. Ismaili. Terasaka. Suleimani. Lin trying to break the lines, does so. Cross comes in across the face of goal. Suleimani gets his shot away. Gully wanting handball. They're under pressure at the moment. Maniac around Pisani. Inside the area goes Maniac. Terasaka. Joffre. Terasaka. Maniac. Gets his shot away. Maniac. Romic plunged in to make a save.
Finally, we've seen Maniac really get on the front foot. Great shot. Suleimani had a bit of a chance. First time we've seen him surge effectively into the box. Did very well. Got a second ball. That shot was blocked. Great opportunity. Good momentum now for Dandenong Thunder, I should say. Important corner for him.
Mimeti on the corner. Cross swung in. Headed away by Alessi. Giuffre off the volley. Effort goes wide.
Yeah, Giuffre, maybe he just came off the side there. Ismaili nearly got to it. It was a good opportunity. These are those type of balls where in the box anything can happen, but it just didn't work out for Dandenong Thunder.
Romic sends it long. Habib gesturing with his hand saying, where's that ball gone? Carlson for Kerr. Kifle. Carlson for Werndl. Crooks. Trading possession between themselves are the Cavaliers and their defensive contingent of the ground. Terasaka trying to provide a challenge. Well played, Pisani. Space opens up. Hope. Kifle on the overlap. Opening wide. The 1-2 works. Habib advancing. Kerr. Edge of the area. Taylor. Thunder setting up a defensive block. Pisani, that was fantastic the way he won the ball. Then transition forward. Werndl. Here's Pisani. Really starting to accumulate passes. Andy Vargas' men. One-touch football. Keeping possession, looking to use the ball. Not just keep it. Alessi. Dandy Thunder wanting to now press the Cavaliers. Pisani, Aquete takes charge. Giuffre. Waited for Basasa. Maniac. Suleimani. Nobody home from the cutback. Taylor. Pisani. Things are getting a little bit messy from the Cavaliers' perspective with possession. Habib getting rather held by Quete, and that will alleviate them for now.
Some good pressure there. You can tell the coaching staff and even the fans, we can hear Danny Thunder, want their players more of a high press, put pressure on.
Kerr, brilliant ball. And Kiflay has Bilal Habib to aim at the back post. Never brought genuine connection, and Alvarez had to scramble. Well and truly off his line.
I was talking about a high press there, Adam, but yes, that's how quick the transition is for Green Gully. Kiflay's been really very fast getting that ball. Habib couldn't control it, couldn't get that second effort on target, but that shows the danger of Green Gully. But Danny Thunder have to put the high press, have to get the ball higher up the field in order to create their opportunities. Kataro has got to push a little bit more. A bit disappointed him in his first half. I have to say, hasn't put enough pressure on that left side. But Danny Thunder need to keep pushing the high press, wait for a turnover.
Alessi making a true case for himself tonight to feature in the round 21 team of the week. Has really anchored what's been an unsteady ship for the Cavaliers defensively. Crooks. The Kwenu and his coaching staff really frustrated at the moment, aren't they, Peter?
They are, though. I would say the last 5-10 minutes, Danny Thunder really shown a bit of press, a bit more control in the game. Obviously, there's been an attacking move there by Green Gully we saw before, which didn't pay off. But really, they want to see more press. They want to see turnovers. They want to see the ability to create those opportunities. We're not seeing enough from Lynn. Maniac's probably the most dangerous player, but he's too far away from goal, other than that shot that he had. And if you're really going to be able to put pressure on Green Gully, who look very comfortable, you need to push up and make those errors in the attacking half for Dandy Thunder, and we haven't seen much of that.
Only a few seconds left until the complete 45 is to come to its conclusion. Question mark surrounds how much added time the fourth official will issue. 2 minutes. Was a signal. And the next goal in this match, if we are to find one, is crucial from either side's perspective. Thunder can mount a comeback. Gully can seal the game in its entirety. They do have yet another free kick. Can Mehmeti find somebody on the end of this crossing opportunity? What can Thunder do here? Mehmeti inside the area. Hope heads it away. Basasa had to go the technicality route and foul Kerr. Thunder get back in a hurry. Habib demanding the ball. He was all by himself. Basasa receiving a talking to.
Well, I think he's on a yellow card, so he's got to be very careful. Look, it's probably accidental contact, a little bit high. I don't think you can give maybe a yellow there. Would have been quite difficult. But Dandy Thunder really, they're losing the ball in important spaces, and you can't afford to do that. And we see Green Gully have played some great football tonight, and really you can tell they're frustrating Dandy Thunder.
Pisani. Habib. Pisani. Hope. Suleimani, not as far as Taylor. Ball to be won inside the engine room. Now Maniac can stride forward. Kerr goes into the book.
Kerr probably didn't need to do that. He did have cover. Unnecessary yellow card, but Maniac is the danger player for Dandy Thunder, and really somebody, but he's got to get a little bit more forward, and you can see why he's probably getting the ball a little bit too deep, and that's there. But Kerr, unnecessary that. One thing that Joffrey and some of the other midfielders got a bit of faster ball. They need to see Dandy Thunder needs a little bit faster ball, faster tempo, in order to get those counter-attacking opportunities.
Soleimani, looping ball. Crooks clears it away, and that will be the first half wrapped up as the whistle sounds from Michael Bliaris. Half time at Green Gully Reserve. The Cavaliers are 2-0 in, have a 2-goal lead, I should say, against the Dandy Thunder. It was quite the attacking performance from Andy Vargas' men throughout the opening 45, Peter.
Yeah, you can see all the Green Gully, or most of the Green Gully players coming off as a group. They know they've done well this first half, very attacking, good transition, fast ball, good outlets. We're seeing from Kiflay, Habib, Kerr, all doing their parts. Leadership in the middle there by Hope as well. In the defence, Alessi, you mentioned Alessi. He's done very well, obviously he played early in the season for Dandy Thunder and came across during the transfer window. Dandy Thunder will be disappointed. Ismaili's playing very well, but there are a couple of players who haven't stepped up this first half who really need to improve. Faster ball for Dandy Thunder. We haven't seen much of it. Not many set pieces, but also Maniac getting the ball way too deep. He's the danger player. We saw one or two opportunities, some good shots, and Dandy Thunder not out of this game, but need more attacking outlets and need more from their midfielders.
Before we do cross to the half-time break, a score update from Kingston Heath. Irasimakis Petratos continues his rich spate of goal-scoring form in recent weeks for the Greens of Bentley. They've equalised and cancelled out the first Dandy City goal, which arrived from George Lambaridis, to make it 1 goal each at half-time. As we do cross to a half-time break, Green Gully lead Dandenong Thunder by 2-0. Bilal Habib and Joshua Hope on the score sheet. Half-time. Another 45 minutes remains in this clash. Green Gully looking to remain within a chance of climbing out of the bottom position. Of course, as it currently stands, they'll automatically be relegated from the competition if they aren't to climb 3 places. They have to rely on results outside of what they can control, but so far so good here tonight against Andy Thunder. They have a 2-goal lead. They'll boast 3 points following tonight's match. While it won't move their ladder position, Peter, it will certainly give them some form and momentum heading into the final 5 weeks of the campaign.
Oh, definitely. Green Gully, you can tell they're performing very well. Dandy's Thunder, the pressure's on. They still can get out of relegation, but they need results. One thing, Busasa and Kataro really got to close down Kiflay on this right wing. That hasn't been happening in the first half, and you've got to see more of that because he's become one of the most creative outlets, especially working with Kerr.
In stark contrast to last week, it was Terasaka and Kataro who, when deployed as those wide players, the changing with that of Maniek and Terasaka on the flanks. They had locked up both the Bentley Greens wide players. And having won those wide battles, Peter, they're able to transition the ball well, keep possession, nullify any potential Bentley Green attacks. And the Thunder tonight, however, just haven't been able to remedy that issue on the flanks. And furthermore, haven't been able to remedy what's been a very fluid attacking display from the likes of Hope, Kerr, and Bilal Habib, who's already getting lively inside the early stages of the second half. Habib, the cutback was there for Hope. Overcooked in the end. Hope's body language told all the story. Possession recycled with Kerr. They had scored early inside the opening first half. Can they manufacture the same come the start of the second? Werndl. Hope, the 1-2. Pisani, big slide arrives from Terasaka, who skips around his opponent nicely. Terasaka, Soleimani, risky. Ismaili was vigilant. Carlson takes charge. In traditional fashion, the Greens happy to keep the ball theirs defensively. Could have spoken too soon. Commentators curse. Live and free against the Cavaliers.
Yeah, you mentioned Kerr. It's he's been performing very well. Second in progressive runs in the whole league. Loves to run with the ball. You mentioned Bilal Habib. 56% of the time on a one-on-one dribble he passes his man. So 2 attacking outlets there. You mentioned earlier. Very, very important. It doesn't show that Green Gully at the bottom of the ladder. However, they've got 2 players who can really do the damage.
Habib holding things up. Taylor. Always scanning space, the Englishman. The way he turns, the way he controls himself, poises himself. Can really tell he's got that cutting edge. Crooks. Kiflay.
Yeah, Taylor and Carlson working really well together. As you say, scanning, making sure they're staying right in front of the defenders, giving protection, but also making sure they're progressing the play.
Soleimani. We'll go back towards Alvarez. He hasn't had much of the ball at his feet tonight, the keeper. Ismaili. Mehmeti. Couture going a lot more central. Competing with Crooks.
You mentioned Alvarez, 7 big saves this year since he became a starter, so important player, but tonight's been a tough night with two very good goals there by Green Gully.
Couldn't really have any implications. The goalkeeper from either goal he conceded. Couldn't do anything really. Giofre floating it inside the area. Easy pickings for Luka Romic.
Yeah, just looking at Joffrey in the first half, creative player, someone who dictates terms, but he hasn't been able to really get his passes going. We saw there just overhit. So someone's very, very important with his Marley, with him Mehmeti, those players that can pass the ball. We need to see more of that for Dandy Thunder this second half.
Has to go into this game if Thunder are to formulate a comeback. Katuro Giofre. Maniac. Not able to control. Carlson skips around Suleimani, and Kerr was on for the pass, however. He mistimed his run and was offside.
Definitely offside there. He's in line with us right where we are in the commentary box. Definitely online. But Kerr showing that, you know, very quick counter-attacks are the danger which Green Gully are able to do. And, it's an outlet that's something that's one of Green Gully's positive attacking outlets.
Giofre. Mehmeti with shape on the cross. Hope for Crooks. Couldn't clear without some duress. Suleimani, Mehmeti and Kifle. Taylor read it best. Ball played. Kerr. Terasaka. The 1-2 with Maniac. Akwese back towards Alvarez. So Dandy Thunder having their fair share of the ball early in the opening stages of the second half. Can they make something happen with it? Basasa. Katoro will chase.
You mentioned Mehmeti earlier. This year's had 32 crosses coming from, basically defence. Very important player. You can tell in the second half he's been given a bit more licence to move forward and try to get those crosses in towards Maniac.
Basasa. Suleimani. Terasaka. Maniac, lovely turn. Got his shot away, Maniac. Well wide, but more lively from the number 10.
Yeah, probably the go-to player. Very, very important player for Thunder. Tried something, but just couldn't get his connection right. It's been in terms of the NPL, we've seen, especially with this transfer window, quite a few ex-A-League players coming in now. And NPL Victoria, why it is the leading NPL is because a lot of good games, a lot of good players, and we're seeing, A-League players drop down into the NPL, which is fascinating.
Suleimani for Maniac. Lynn inside the area. Katoro at the back post. Maniac kept going! And he was able to prod home an effort beyond Luka Romic from within inside the box to give Dandenong Thunder a much-needed pulse in this match and potentially their season for 26.
Fantastic, my man. Took on all the play. What a finish there. He's had a couple of shots, a couple of opportunities. One was saved, a couple of off target. Finally gets his connection. Very efficient shot and great finish. Romic, no chance.
Strap yourselves in wherever you may be watching across Victoria, albeit across Australia. Things just got real at Green Gully Reserve. The Cavaliers concede, Dandy Thunder score early. And this game is all still to play for. 2-0, always a dangerous scoreline. And Dandy Thunder found this match's next goal, which was much needed from their perspective. Maniac with the goal. Terasaka. There was issue for that of a foul throw. Questioned by one of the Green Gully playing and managerial staff. From the official perspective, Peter, they're going to be under some pressure in the next half an hour, considering how much there is to play for tonight between both sets of playing groups.
Yeah, I mean, we said right at the start of the game, both teams in relegation, 13th versus 14th. Dandy Thunder, if they can get a win, they get closer out of it, but they've still got a long way to go. Green Gully right at the bottom, a win here is very important because we may see, after 40 years in the top flight of Victoria, them leaving the competition. So very important, and they know this win, they need to win every game. And today could be crucial if they do not get the result.
Soleimani opening things up out wide. Yamamoto, Katuro gets his cross in, bit too tall for Lin. Soleimani, Kataro, Basasa. Kerr gets possession back. Ilya Kwenu saying to the fourth official, you heard that, ref. The contact made on Basasa from Kerr, who nutmegs Katuro to keep possession alive. Crooks. Maniac had the floodlights in his eyes. Lin was inside the area. Scrambling back was Werndl. Thunder have a corner, and they have the pendulum shifting in their favour.
Definitely have the pendulum shifting, and Maniac, again, another opportunity. But Lin disappointed. His technique there just a little bit slow. Could be a little bit more fast with the ball. Defenders had time to recover, but got to get into the game and provide that other outlet. He hasn't been much into it, Lin, but Maniac really coming in this second half and been the danger man for Dandy Thunder.
Can they find an equaliser from the corner? With shape, Basasa lofted. Cavaliers avoid any further threats for now. We will look across the grounds when we can to provide an update on the scores at Kingston Heath. I believe there has been a score update. In fact, there has been. Simakis Petratos from the spot has put Bentley in front. They lead 2-1. Goal arriving in the 59th minute. That match is currently at the 61st. Petratos, in recent weeks, a performer for Adam Pittock.
Yeah, Petratos has really come down to the Victoria NPL and really been one of the players who've really sparkled this year. So very impressive by Yasamakis.
Hope with a step over. Another player who's come to life at the back end of the season is in possession from the throw-in. Hope. Werndl. Alessi. Crooks. Kifle. Carlson has 3 Dandy Thunder shirts trying to get the ball off him. Lin comes away with it. Katuro. Lin wants a possession back. He's chasing half the ball, is the number 14. Crooks skips away. Looks wide. Pisani. Habib. Very unselfish inside the area, Habib. The attacking third now for Gully. No options inside the area. Green Gully will be happy to keep possession theirs. Taylor, Carlson. Taylor. Werndl. Pisani. Driving towards Terasaka, who takes a starter. Pisani inside the area, cleared by Geoffrey. Maniac looks over the top.
Disappointing there by Maniac, but I don't know what the Dandenong Thunder coach said at halftime, but really 2 players have really, Pusasa and Terasaka, really picking it up both on the left and the right on the pretty much wing backs, and really comes a lot into this match. And we've seen Dandenong Thunder really step it up. The tempo's faster, a bit more desperation, and a bit more creativity.
Oh, Bilal Habib was thinking about the end product before it had come to fruition. The ball bouncing off his back, deceiving both players. Ismaili looked around to say, where's the ball gone? Geoffrey. There is a player for Thunder tonight, Peter, that can have the game won by his own merit to really galvanise the side from the engine room. It is that man, Filippo. Katuro. Basasa. Really making Dandy Thunder exercise their technicality. Geoffrey never lunged in. Carlson one possession. The flick on from Kerr was slick. Hope. Habib out wide. Flag stays down. Ismaili drew the foul. very intelligently. Mehmeti complaining to the official. In fact, it was Suleimani complaining to the official. Josh Hope's antics of trying to delay the ball going back towards the Dendy Thunder free kick taker.
A lot of experience there by Ismaili. Very experienced player, very important player for Dandenong Thunder, and really showed his experience in making sure that Josh Hope couldn't get there. You can tell the game's picked up a tempo. Adam, I can see that both teams really trying to really lift. And especially Dandy Thunder, better second half, back in the game. And really the work rate is also, and the intensity's really pretty much come with Dandy Thunder. They know 2-0 behind. We just heard that Bentley's in front. They need a win here today.
We are fortunate from the gantry, as mentioned in the first half. We get to see things you may not on the broadcast. It looks as if Ilya Kwenu is giving final instruction to Muhammad Ali. Who looks primed and ready to make an appearance in this match from the bench. So substitution forthcoming. Haven't seen any yet. We've played an hour of football in Melbourne's north area. We've seen 3 goals distributed, 2-1 in favour of the hosts. Kerker's been important tonight. Pisani will arrive. He gets there in time. Scramble inside the area. Habib. It had crossed the byline in the end. It got really confusing. The attacking scenario there from a Gully perspective. How does one decipher that, Peter?
For 1 minute there, I thought it would be a mesmerising move there by Bilal Abil, who's been in top form, but somehow just confusion and just disjointed at the end there. So the end product, as you mentioned, wasn't there, but he's getting in positions, and that's the danger for Dandy Thunder. As long as he gets in positions, could be very dangerous.
An Australian Championship winner with South Melbourne. Altona Magic's top goal scorer last season, and representing out of Vada, Bilal Habib. Too creative for his own good. As Kerr goes down, wants possession back. There are many football clashes across the state of Victoria this weekend of importance. Think of the VPL 1. Eltham face out of North Sunshine, who their fans recently, Peter, been rather impressed with their form in the Australia Cup, have advanced to the round of 16, following their interstate journey, which saw them qualify onto the next round from the round of 32.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that because they're in VPL 1, towards the lower end, and they played a mid-table team from the NPL South Australia, FK Belgrade, and it was a big win over there, and just shows the standard of the VPL here, that for a mid-table team or a lower team, being able to win against a mid-table South Australian team. And it's interesting because we know that South Australia or Adelaide have a lot of good players. A lot of good players coming through, especially in terms of Adelaide United. A lot of players in the Socceroos from Adelaide, whereas Melbourne maybe a bit less. But then you look at the depth of Melbourne football and where are the players?
And well, their fans, Peter, have certainly been up in voice. They've got some here tonight at Green Gully Reserve, which are showing the commentator crew some love. So a nod to out of North Sunshine, wanting to save their VPL 1 season. You think about how the VPL 1 competition might be on the cards for both of these sides here tonight come season 27. While there's still time in the NPL competition for both Thunder and Gully to turn that around, the next 6 weeks of football absolutely do or don't to save not just their campaigns but their status inside the top Victorian tier of football.
Well, there's one thing about NPL football. You can hear the fans, you can hear the background, you can hear the intensity.
It's really amping up here. Ismaili wanted the cross. He's advanced from his centre-back position. Mercer Mehmeti will jostle across to take the corner.
You mentioned relegation. Obviously, this is a relegation derby, and with Bentley being in front 2-1, this game really is of paramount importance, especially for Dandy Thunder, who are closer to Bentley on points, but also for the players. I mean, next year, I've been hearing that there's going to be 7 under-23s in each squad. That's the prerequisite. That means a lot of younger players have opportunities, and whatever you display these last rounds, you get a chance for a contract next year.
Mehmeti's cross. Is there an equaliser? That's what Thunder are chasing. Gully going into their shells. Offside flag goes up. It appears as if Ismaili was the player offside.
Dandenong Thunder pressing, you can tell, desperate for that equaliser. Have worked really hard this second half. Even their fans willing them on. We can see it in the background here. Very lively. And yeah, but you mentioned Joffrey, just got to get a little bit more into the game.
Oh, Lynn, lovely flick. Katuro gets his shot away. Yamamoto, Kataro was there to fire. Romic completely caught off guard. It was such an unconventional way in which number 13 had found the ball. Lynn simply putting a foot onto it, wanting to find out he had. And Kataro nearly able to fire in Dandy Thunder's equaliser.
Just overhit that. Sublime by Kataro. Just overhit it. Showed what he can do in those moments. But yeah, just a little bit over the top.
Here's Suleimani. Ismaili drifting out wider. First time pass works from Lynn. Maniac crosses in. It appears as if there may be a slight defensive reshuffle. Akwete has come to the centre. Ismaili's gone wider of him. Hope's running at both of them right now. Habib nearly. Major slide and challenge made for the ball. Well played by Ismaili, who had to win the ball from the sliding challenge.
Probably the most important interception, I would say, in terms of Danny Ismaili. Fantastic interception.
Lynn for Suleimani. Corner Dandy Thunder, who have certainly lifted in these last 10 minutes.
And yes, and Suleimani, a very important player for them. Need him to surge into the box. Very creative, able to play off players, create space, get in the channels. Very important player, and really Danny Thunder need him to lead them back into this game.
Can there be some Mercer Mehmeti magic? It was the same end he had scored from following a corner scenario last week. In swinging ball, Romic was beneath everything and still got a claw onto it to issue yet another corner.
I think it's Mehmeti, very good in swinging and caused a lot of problems for Romic in amongst the group of players.
Take two for Mehmeti. Tall ball. Corner on the opposite side. Romic having a conversation with Michael Uliaris that Lynn may have a lot of his jersey. Thunder like to crowd the keeper from corner scenarios. Mo Ali is about to come on. Near post in swinging ball from Suleimani. Never beats the side netting. As Dandy Thunder will make the first change of the match.
Yeah, Muhammad Ali. Ali coming on. I wonder who's... I think it's Kataro who had that last opportunity. Ali coming on to add another attacking dimension. Very important. A player who's got speed, a player who's got intensity, and someone who can press.
So Dandy Thunder not really changing their shape. They've at stages reshuffle their defensive trio. Terasaka for Lynn. Well, despite the free kick going in favour of Dandy Thunder, one of the coaching personnel from the Gully bench wanted the attention of goalkeeper Luka Romic.
I don't know whether the strategy is coming from there, but we've seen the last 10, 15 minutes, really, Dandy Thunder put on the pressure, very attacking, trying to get that equaliser. They know what's happening at Bentley, and they need a result.
Ismaili from the free kick. Had it taken short by Maniac. Basasa. It's Kifley and Kerr to get around. Memeti's cross blocked. 20 minutes of regulation time remain. Soleimani, the back heel. Basasa. Taylor puts his foot in.
Green Gully got a little bit more game management here, got to be more tactically aware. Dandy Thunder on the front foot trying to get the equaliser. Can't afford any silly fouls in very important channels and areas.
In fact, it won't be a throw-in, it will be a free kick. Overzealous became Kyle Taylor. And Soleimani is weighing up his options here. A two-man wall. Lynn and Maniac at the back post. That's where the ball goes towards. Lee was in position. There will be, yes, another corner. Thunder knocking on the door. Can they make it topple over? Andy Vargas watches on. Hasn't broken face yet, but I'm sure his mind racing at 1,000,000 miles per hour. Many immerse around Luka Romic, wanting to crowd the keeper. Memeti's cross. Romic punches it away. Akwete couldn't react in time. Memeti inside the area. Head of the way by Alessi. The danger not averted again, as Thunder will look for another corner.
Akwete, they're not in the right position for the second ball. But, Danny Thunder still pressing, still pushing back, and you can say pushing really back. That's a third set piece, fourth set piece in the last few minutes.
Soleimani taking it shorter this time. Along the canvas, the ball comes in. Joffre gets his shot away. It was curling. It wasn't hit with venom, it was hit with finesse from Joffre. However, it's rather simple for Romic.
Yeah, he tried to place that, I would say. Be a bit disappointed. Probably should have hit it a little bit more venom, as you say. It might have hit, a ricochet or something. So a bit disappointing there for Joffre.
Joffre combines with Lynn. Fantastic connection between two good mates. On and off the pitch. Soleimani told to shoot, rolls it. Maniac, Joffre. Hope using his experience to win the ball. Terasaka running was Ali at all Bentley Green Cavaliers in his way. Kiflet out towards Kerr. Basasa with a big slide. He's already on a yellow card, Basasa. And the official has a decision to make here. Michael Uliaris gets both cards out of his pocket. It's a double yellow card and red card issued for Basasa. And how this match's complexion has changed completely.
Busasa very disappointed with that. He's saying he didn't touch the player. Second yellow, very tough decision. Now that Danny Thunder's still been playing very, very well. Brought on Ali with his punchy mobility, really creating opportunities. Then just at that crucial time, it was a tough tackle, but, he was on a yellow. You're playing the margins here and has been sent off. But, Danny Thunder's got momentum. Suleimani's playing very well. Mehmeti, and they're really on the front foot.
Only while Dandy Thunder were looking as if an equaliser was on the cards. Pasasa issued his marching orders by the referee. Iliaquenu is incensed at the moment. The Dandenong Thunder personnel are convinced Pasasa made no contact with Kurt. To play devil's advocate on your yellow card, you have to be methodical with any sliding challenge you make. But yet again, the Thunder fans and supporters all around the gantry are convinced there was nothing ill-advised about Pasasa's slide challenges. Andy Vargas has made a duo of substitutions. Yusuf Ahmed deployed as a striker. And Gianluca Iannucci emerges off the bench. It's been sorely missed for the Cavaliers, Iannucci. Has time to shine tonight as Yusuf Ahmed, with his first touch, was offside.
Yeah, Nucci, very creative player, someone who's a lot of experience, control the tempo, good passing range. To bring him on at this time is something that Green Gully, they've lost a bit of that tempo, they've lost a bit of control of the game. So it's a player who can sort of turn around for them, because really, even with 10 men, Dandy Thunder, the hunger's there, and they're on the attack, and they want this equaliser.
Mehmeti down the line. Giuffre has two shirts to get around. Crooks clears momentarily. Lynn. Maniac. Akwete. Thunder still pressing despite being a man down. Soleimani keeps possession. Terasaka floats the ball in. Romic came out. There's real defensive confusion. Lynn went for a loft. And doing so impeded the goalkeeper.
Desperation there by Lynn trying to... Romic was there. It was a foul, and that had to be called. But Danny Thunder on the front foot, still controlling the tempo, still creating opportunities. Really have some belief, but it's going to be hard with 10 men.
Soleimani gets possession back for Thunder. Terasako's had a better second half. Giuffre wanted to keep possession going down that right channel. Werndl. Taylor holding things up. Iannucci was slick. Werndl. Ahmed arriving wide was Kifle. Ahmed placing the ball behind him.
A disappointing pass there. Had Kefla, who's had a fantastic first half and been very creative. You've got to be. It's all about precision now for Green Gully. They have got the extra player. The last 10 minutes, 15, there've been a lot of pressure on them. They've got to move the ball further up the field, and they're doing that, and just take the pressure off.
Alessi sends it long and high. Lovely touch for Ahmed. His effort and truly scuffed at.
Disappointing there by Ahmed. Got to do better than that. You're going to get any opportunities. Dandy Thunder going to take risks. They're going to play probably a less player in defence. You've got to make more of that.
Lucas Alessi about to come on for the Thunder. Ale will chase. Daniel Alessi. Romic. Sends it long. Habib and Ismaili come together. Akwete. Alvarez. A duo of substitutions forthcoming. Sonny Zijay joining that of Lucas Alessi. Crooks and Alessi. We'll have a look at what's happening around the grounds. We've entered the 80th minute of play here at Green Gully Reserve. As for what's happening over at Kingston Heath, 85 minutes played. Scores 2-1 in favour of the Bentley Greens. As Shaqiri Terasaka has his night complete. And so does Filippo Giuffre.
Joffre, a big signing in the window. Someone, he'd be a bit disappointed. He didn't get in the positions he wanted. His passing range was a bit off tonight, but in the second half he did pick it up and really create those opportunities. And part of that intensity, that 10, 20 minutes at Dandy Thunder, we saw really their attacking phases.
It would be a feat they'll remember for some time, Dandy Thunder, if they are to find an equaliser against the odds which are stacking against them. Taylor and Hope. Lynn arrived late on Taylor. Free kick, Green Gully. Ahmed. Really cleared possession. Alvarez got out of the way under duress. Iannucci looks wider. Kifley inside the area. The ball was bouncing away from all Dandy Thunder players upon that attacking scenario for Gully, who nearly had the game wrapped up.
Kifley just so close. He wasn't offside. He came in. There was an advantage here. Just couldn't get that finish. Just that end product that we talk about.
Gully next week take on Dandy City. As Maniac, meanwhile, rolls it for Mehmeti, bounces off Crooks.
Crooks has been very impressive in this game. Very big game by him. Very, very impressive in defence, interceptions, creating plays, giving some great outlet balls.
And Habib has the flag stayed down. Has options to aim at. Hope is one of them. Inside the area for Green Gully. Yusuf Ahmed! Game, set, match. Yusuf Ahmed off the bench, able to capitalise upon an attacking scenario which boasted the numbers for the Cavaliers, who are looking at 3 points at the tail end of the season.
Yeah, Dandy Thunder did most of the attacking, just that transition. Hope controlled the ball, decided to get that pass and then finished by Ahmed. But when you're taking risks, you've got 10 players, Dandy Thunder pushing up, there's gaps at the back, and someone like Josh Hope, when he gets in those opportunities, a class player, good ball, and unfortunately for Dandy Thunder, it's the 3-1.
Green Gully will certainly enjoy this form at this stage of the season. They won't stop believing. They won't stop chasing the tails of all three clubs that remain in front of them on the ladder. They've gotten 3 important points as it currently stands here tonight. They have a 3-1 scoreline, which would surely have the win sealed, signed and delivered for them. You think to next week, Dandy Thunder face Altona. A 5 o'clock kickoff at George Andrews Reserve. Altona, if they have to get a result, could certainly provide a nice buffer and bit of breathing space for them, as they currently sit just outside the relegation positions in 11th on 22 points. 6 points away from Bentley, 7 points away from Dandy Thunder, and that will be 9 points away from Green Gully.
That's a 6-point game next week, and we're going to focus on our game today, but also Bentley winning at the moment 2-1. So finally posed we talk about the top 6, but the bottom 4-5 relegation, and with Dandy City also maybe if they lose that game to Bentley, get dragged into it. It's going to be a fascinating last 4-5 weeks.
And to think how the top 6 is panning out. Melbourne City and their NPL outfit on the tails of South Melbourne and Heidelberg and Preston and Avondale. It's getting so conducive. At the top, it's really only Oakley and Hume that have the buffer. But only 6 points separate second and third.
Don't discount Melbourne City. They've had a fantastic season as well with a lot of their young players, so they're still in the mix.
These next 5 weeks of football across the men's campaign is going to be something you won't want to take your eyes off of if you're an NPL or football fan. Soleimani has possession. Maniac shifting gears. Ali. They can only go incisively. Dandy Thunder.
You mentioned Soleimani. He's done so much work, box to box, a bit more attacking this half. Really a very important player, and just really his work rate, his ability to get that momentum for his team. And he'd be disappointed it's 3-1, but really you can't doubt his effort today to really try to turn this game for Dandy Thunder.
Mehmeti. Lynn. For Soleimani. Thunder couldn't, could they? They'd have to try now. Alessi. Iannucci reads it best. Habib shifting inside of his melee. Lynn sweeps up the legs of Habib. This will be yet another substitution on the cards for both Dandy Thunder and Green Gully in the later stages of this match. Eden Arjovski about to come on. As for Gully, they'll make their own substitution, and that will be Ashton Alawalia. Akwete has his night conclude, the centre-back.
You've got to take risks here. The Dandy Thunder, it's sort of end of the game. Just see what players can, you've got to take off a defender, as we know England did. But, it's got to take risks right now.
Crooks over the top, lots of space for Habib. Taylor wants Pisani. Alvarez happy with the clearance for now. Alessi back towards Habib. Alvarez will launch long and Lynn will chase. Similar fashion to last week, Crooks has the wheels to get there in time ahead of Lynn. Kifle, Taylor, foul.
Taylor very steady, always offering himself for that second pass or that first pass. And Crooks and Kifle have worked really well together on this right side, and been one of the very big positives in this Green Gully team, who've really performed tonight. They're at the bottom of the ladder, but they played very, very good football. And I know that Hope's coming on. I believe now is actually Taylor. But the ability that the players have really lifted today, and they're not playing like a bottom team.
Alawalia on for Taylor. On paper, Green Gully have a very strong team. However, they're in a scenario where it's going to be them, certainly, with their backs against the wall these next few weeks. The talent is there. And as it currently stands, they've been able to jump over the Dandenong Thunder hurdle to try keep themselves inside the top flight of Victorian football. Late on in the ledger, Thunder still on the offense. Wendell blocking the cross.
A lot of people say, why do we have 3 teams going down to relegations? Well, that's a discussion for another day, but you've got a lot of strong...
Well, the ball came in. And Ali was sliding to try and get his shot away. 5 minutes of additional time. Richard Tafunai looks to come on. Awesome. Last few minutes in this match. Ahmed. Personal accolade for Yusuf Ahmed. Scoring tonight. Big signing at the start of the season. Injured for basically all of the campaign. Can tell he hasn't gotten his body completely right, but such a great player to watch across Victoria. Was fantastic at Avondale and formerly with the club. And in terms of the injury front this season for Gully, they've certainly had many of their top performers in that class.
Yeah, I mean, that's sometimes those setbacks, and especially where you haven't got a big squad and you get some crucial injuries, really. And it's a very tight NPL. We've seen some upsets from the clubs that are at the lower end, and then Green Gully, we know that you know they've had some big performances, but injuries when you don't have a big squad, it's very difficult. You need a bit of that luck, and that's part of the team management and the way you deal with your players. And you see tonight, most of the players are on board, and a big result.
They want another goal to keep home with them. And the first involvement off the bench for Rushid Tafunai sees kind of another substitute go into the book. Thunder's Zani Zijay receives a yellow card for a late challenge on Tafunai.
You wouldn't think on today's performance, Adam, that they've only scored 14 goals this season, Green Gully, other than the 3 today, of course. I'm not including those. But you wouldn't think that, with the attacking approach to today's game, you're only 14 goals.
Hope. Could there be one more for the Cavaliers? Inside the area they go again. And Kifley wanted all the glory. He had options left and right at Kifley.
He's played very well, probably deserves a goal. He's really attacked from that right flank, but just didn't have the finish there, but he's getting himself in the right positions.
As for Gully's run home, they do face Preston away from home in round 23. And then have a lot more fixtures to think about as Tafunai was arriving. His effort goes over the crossbar. They face Oakley away from home. Round 25, they travel again. They go to Casey Fields to take on Melbourne City. And round 26 will be that of, if we can get this loading here. In fact, it is in round 26 they face Melbourne City. So for Green Gully, their last home match of the season is in round 25. It's against that of St Albans on the 21st of August. And judging by how things might be going by that stage of the season, it could truly be their match to either be a swan song to life in the National Premier League Victoria, or the match that keeps them up. But it's going to be a real tough journey before they are to get to that situation, travelling to both Preston and Oakley.
Oh, yeah, 2 teams in form. Top Oakley, Preston, probably one of the form teams at the moment. They've got a good repertoire of attackers and fantastic defence. It's going to be very, very difficult. But Green Gully playing very well at the moment.
Nearly a consolation prize. Header just going wide. Romic was well beaten. We have entered the footnotes period of this match, and nearly it was to be for Arjovski off the bench. But to summarise what's been a pretty rounded performance tonight from Green Gully, only 10 points they've managed to accumulate so far in this season, and how the 3 points might just save their campaign. Andy Vargas and his side get the job done at the expense of Dandenong Thunder, and are winners of tonight's instalment of the Senol NPL Victoria men's competition. They have a lot to do, however, Peter, if they are to remain inside the top flight in these next few weeks.
Yeah, both these teams have a lot to do. They're still alive. Dandy Thunder had an opportunity to close the gap. Unfortunately for them, the red card, some missed opportunities. Good work by, Ismaili had a great game. Ahmedi just wasn't enough. Green Gully really have shown a form these last 4-5 weeks. Great momentum and just a different team, if I can say that, at this end of the season. But as you mentioned, tough run in with facing Oakley, facing Preston. It's not going to be easy, but it's going to be game by game. They're playing a type of football that's going to worry teams, and this is where we're at. The top 6 or top 7 looking for to consolidate. The teams at the bottom, like Green Gully, Dandy Thunder, Bentley, looking for points. It's going to be a really interesting next 5 weeks. And I would say that Vargas will be very, very impressed, not just in terms of the performance, but the commitment of his players that they're playing positive football, even though they're at the bottom of the ladder.
As for Dandy Thunder, they've certainly got their own soul-searching to do. It's a major match for them at home next week against the Altona Magic. Gully remain at Green Gully Reserve. They take on Dandy City. But that is us all wrapped up from the gantry here tonight. There's lots of NPL football and VPL1 football ahead on tomorrow's calendar, highlighted by the big show, South Melbourne and Preston at Lakeside. That is going to be something you would not want to miss if your life depended on it. But be sure to tune into all the NPL Victoria socials. Keep up to date with all the results on Dribble. And get ready for what's going to be a real tantalising month of football in August. Still a bit to go in July. But full time at Green Gully Reserve. Green Gully 3, Dandenong Thunder 1. Peter, a pleasure. Well played tonight.
Yes, first time we've done a game together, and it's been a pretty interesting game, even though it's bottom of the table. Fascinating for all the fans out there. As you said, more NPL action, the big show tomorrow. South Melbourne, Preston, get down there if you can. Great atmosphere, and NPL football, it's where it's at.
Peter Padalagos and Adam Palombi signing off. We appreciate you joining us on our tonight's coverage, and until next time, thank you and good night.